Hello, Jamie, founder of Essence of Harris.
Hi Laura, how are you? Lovely to speak to you. Thanks for having me.
Not at all. It's lovely to have you and to chat to you all about your amazing brand, because you and I have known each other for years and you've been a partner of the GGC pretty much since the beginning. So finally we're getting round to doing our podcast/video interview.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, and it's been the GGC's been a real big part of helping us to integrate into the Glasgow market and the surrounding area. So with the passion that we felt people had involved with your club towards our products, and what I like about it is the people are just so down to earth, and they're pretty real. You get a real bird's eye view of what people actually want if you ask people that are involved with your organisation. So that honesty helps us to be better at what we do.
Oh, thanks, Jamie. That's so lovely. Right, okay, let's get in to chat all about you and what you've created, because you've created such a beautiful lifestyle brand. And also there's been other brands as well, which we will touch base on as well. But
Yeah.
let's start with Essence of Harris. Talk to us about how it came to be.
Yeah, well, Essence of Harris is a candle and home fragrance company that we all know has been very fortunate. We seem to have captured the hearts and minds of a lot of people over the last couple of years, and there's been a real gap in the market for a Scottish brand. But it started 5 years ago as a Gaelic brand called Bouvet Candle Co.
Okay.
But nobody could say it or spell it or anything really, so we never got much further than Inverness. So I had to rebrand it. But going back even further on the journey was I used to have I still have, it's a facilities company now that's grown into that, which we'll touch on. But I used to have a window cleaning company. I used to clean windows on my days off from my actual job. And we had a passion. My wife, Deanie, used to work in the Harris Tweed shop here. So she always had a passion where she wanted her own shop. And, I was cleaning windows and building up this little facilities business where we took care of holiday homes for people, and we'd done certain things. And I realised there was no car hire in the island. So I was cleaning windows to make enough money to buy cars so we could have a car hire. So when I was cleaning windows, people were asking me, can you cut the grass? Can you paint? Can you do this? So it grew into a wee business where I started to take on one guy, then two guys, then three guys. And now that business in its own right, 8 years down the line, employs 25 full-time people and about 70 subcontractors. We cover the whole north of Scotland. We do big major contracts for police, fire, all different organisations. So we're very, very lucky that that's grown, and it creates jobs, not just on Harris. But I mean, what we should probably touch on is my absolute passion is creating jobs, and good jobs that keep people on these remote islands in Scotland. Yep. So it's not just about Harris. Harris is an archipelago of a beautiful island, beautiful beaches, great lifestyle. We're very blessed to come here. But it's Colonsay, Mull, Islay, Orkney. We've got contracts in all these islands now, and we've got local guys doing the work, which means that the jobs are kept there. The money's kept in that island. It's kept in that community. And that's what's really, really drives me, inspires me to what we do. So cleaning windows, that was a passion. Get enough money to buy cars to get. So eventually we done that, got enough money, went to Glasgow, myself and my 4-month pregnant wife travelling down through the night to go and pick up 2 cars, bring them back to Harris. We started Isle of Harris Car Hire. So once we started Isle of Harris Car Hire, we got a little shop on the main street to then give out the keys and give out the paperwork, etc., etc. And when we got that wee shop, we realised this is too big to just give out keys, etc. So myself and Deanie were walking on Hushinish Beach one Sunday afternoon. And as we were walking down, we were thinking, what can we do that nobody does? There's nobody's doing in the Hebrides or even in the north of Scotland that's pretty unique. And then I remembered back to when I was cleaning windows and people had candles and diffusers in their windows, etc. So there's nobody in these islands making anything like this. So then we set about a 6-month journey teaching ourselves at home on our kitchen table how to make candles, diffusers, blend fragrances, different types of different types of wicks that you use, the glass packaging, all these things that you never think about. And Bouvet Candle Company, which is now Essence of Harris, was born on our kitchen table. We started making candles and selling them in our little car hire shop. We couldn't afford to even put them in boxes at the time. And as we quickly learned, as we developed the company, is that the brand and the island could work in harmony together, because we named our first range after the Harris Peaches. So Harris is synonymous with provenance, quality, heritage. So we really wove that into the story of the brand. And, you know, a lot of brands have got stories that don't mean anything. Ours is, we're living and breathing our story every day. You know, what on the island here, we're a community with a small population of 1,916 people here on the island. You know, it's a very, very intimate life that we have here. And for us to be able to offer jobs, so the candle company now, Essence of Harris, fast forward 5.5 years, we employ 26 people. We have the shop in Princes Square, Glasgow. We have a shop in Tarbert, our flagship store. We have a huge candle factory now where everything's made, which we're very lucky to have, and we're just about to extend it again. We did have a shop in Inverness and Aberdeen, but due to COVID, unfortunately, I decided to close them down because they were in airports, and I just feel that airports are going to be catastrophically damaged for the next 5 years. We've grown to a team of 26 people. We just won 2 awards in New York last year. We featured in Vogue and Elle magazine in China last year. So it's just like an absolute fairy tale journey, you know. But what people don't realize is we have a group of unique people that's been created, a culture of really hard-working people that are as passionate about what we're trying to achieve as me and Dini are. So it really just, you know, it's just about people working together, and we've been very lucky that people see that we're an honest brand with our feet firmly on the ground that just want to succeed. And, you know, guys like yourself that champion us and support us, and all your group are like individual ambassadors for Essence of Harris. So we're really, really thankful of that, you know. And to go from cleaning windows to winning awards at the biggest trade show in New York and featuring in Vogue in China, it's things that I never thought I would say in the same sentence, but I find myself quite a lot saying it, because you've got to pinch yourself sometimes to see the journey we've been on with Essence, you know.
Oh, absolutely. But I think, and hearing your story, Jamie, obviously, like, we have known each other for years. So I remember you telling me that when we first met each other. You are a true entrepreneur, like, in every sense of the word. When you look at the different industries you've worked in, and obviously since Essence, there's been more as well. So you and your wife really just, you've got such determination and drive, and I absolutely love what you say about what you're doing for the Scottish Islands, because it's so important to Scotland as a country, you know, that people thrive on those islands so that they don't become like forgotten places, because they are literally a dream to visit.
Yeah, it's magical. And for me, I started here with the window cleaning, and I had a full circle plan by the time we got to the end of it. We are, by 2025, I want to complete the circle. Whether I achieve that or whether I die trying, I don't know, but we will keep evolving every day. As you say quite rightly, since Essence of Harris, we also launched Loomshed Hebridean Brewery. So we opened the first brewery in the Outer Hebrides, which was open. It's shut just now. It will reopen very soon. I'm trying to source a new brewer just now after the pandemic. During the pandemic last September, as part of the Loomshed brand, I opened Loomshed Hebridean Deli. So that's the first of the delis is open in Harris and is flying off the shelf. But it's the same with us in like the candle company. You know, we want, with our candles, you know, our fragrances are unique. We source it ourselves, our own, you know, we make sure the blending's done properly. There's a reason why we do everything. We don't just do stuff to sell stuff. It means something. Like even in our tartan, as we've discussed before, the thread counts the GPS coordinates at Harris.
Which is such astute attention to detail.
And in America, that just blows people's minds, and we sell stuff all day long in America, so we're very blessed. But even with the deli, I wanted that to be the case as well. So what we done is I spoke to a local bakery in Stornoway, and we sat down together, and I wanted to design a traditional old style pie where people could come and it just they just think about the island and the ruralness and something that just fills you up, So we sat down with them, we gave them some of our ale, and they designed an old style beef pie with beef in it, mushrooms, onions, carrots, the whole lot. So it's a beautiful pie, a little bit of beer in it. So it's loomshed steak and ale pie. And then I wanted to take it one step further again with I've just had one actually for my lunch, but with with their beer, I wanted to develop a bread. So we used our lager, and instead of putting water in the bread, I've used our lager in it. So we developed Loomshed Hebridean beer bread. So the sandwiches that you buy in the deli are made with their own bread. So it's about creating that connection where people come in and they feel that there's a true provenance to what you're doing, Mm-hmm. And then after we opened the Loomshed Delis, which is going great, we're going to open in Glasgow and Edinburgh within the next 24 months as well. So look out and come and support us and buy a wee Hebridean pie or some of our beers. People are leaving the island. So not only are we stopping people leaving and we're creating good jobs here, but we're actually getting people that are moving to the island to come and work for our companies. But the big problem here is there's not enough housing. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't find a way to solve this at all because it's so financially restrictive to be able to do that. So over the winter, we have invested in a couple of houses, and we've called it Love Harris Holidays. So we've spent the winter renovating these houses, and a couple of weeks ago they went on Airbnb as holiday homes that you can come and rent in Harris. And what we're going to be doing with the money we generate with that holiday home money is it's going to go into a pot, and then I'm going to go to the bank because we have some land on the island, and I'm going to go to the bank and we're going to try and build affordable houses. So that means we can get people to either stay here. Like I've got 5-6 young couples that work for me, not the couples, but either the husband or the wife work for me, and they can't get a house here or they can't afford to build a house. So if we can build houses, maybe just one or two at a time, and offer our staff if they want to buy one, or if we're doing a job application for a job that we can't source on the island, and we put in their job spec that there is a house to rent for the first 12 months or 18 months. And then after that, if they love the job and them and their family want to stay, they get the opportunity to buy that house. Then if they buy the house, we use the money from that sale to build another one and build another one and keep doing that. That's when the circle will be closed, because not only are we providing jobs and creating this lovely brand that is going all over the world, but we're also creating we're also sourcing and bringing the best people to come and work for the company. And that's the only reason a company is successful. And, I can sit in front of my mirror all day long and think I'm wonderful and I've done all this, but I haven't done all this. I am just the guy that, sits here and has these conversations. It's the 25 people behind me that make this happen every day, Oh,
that's so lovely. And I love, I've been to Harris and it is just wow. It's such an amazing place to visit. And I love the fact that because you weave the island so strongly through every product and the product name and the inspiration for the fragrance and, your bottle design, your packaging, you're sending that all over the world. And there's going to be people in countries all over the world that get your product and think, Harris, I want to know more about this Harris. So you are essentially going to be encouraging visitors as well.
100%. And Essence of Harris is just going on another journey now, whereas I told you, we came from Bouvet to Essence of Harris. And I have to be honest with you, I never thought we would have went as far as we did with Essence of Harris. But I now feel that although we've got a nice brand and a great following and a phenomenal product, we have to take that next step and make it better again. So we've been working for the last year behind the scenes. We're working on the branding, we're working on the packaging, we're working on new products, we're working on new experiences for people. I mean, you've been to a couple of the experiences we've created, and we always try and do things that are way outside
the
really box.
Do. Mm-hmm.
It has to be something special, like matching 5-course a la carte food to fragrance, or having scent experiences and just things that make people integrate and feel, because that's what it is. When people come to Harris, they come and they go to the beach, and once you feel that sand between your toes in Harris, you get it. You get what it's all about. You get what we're all about. And if we can bring that experience to you, no matter where you are in the world, somehow, like one little secret I'll let you in on the new stuff that we're developing is that feeling when you come to Harris and you feel that sand between your toes is something I always go on about. So that's you getting that sense of touch. You're evoking a new sense, whereas we evoke the sense of smell and the fragrance. I want to bring in that sense of touch as well. So I've created some sort of embossment in the new packaging, which means that when you pick it up, you start to resonate with the island even before you smell it. So we're trying to tick more boxes than just being a candle company. We want you to want to come to Harris, because then when you come here, you meet the people, the lifestyle, you know, the sand, you go into the sea, exfoliate your skin with the sand in the sea. You just feel that. It's escapism's probably the best word.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And real love for the country, I think, because when you're in on Harris, you're like, this is Scotland.
Yeah.
It's outstanding. So before we get into chat about the new products or whatever you can say on the podcast, which will be going out at the end of July.
Okay.
How important, obviously your brand, we've talked about it's got a real passion and love for the island and the natural elements and different things. You are a very eco-conscious brand, and you've done something in your beautiful Princess Square store, which is, really at the forefront of that kind of eco-conscious way that we're probably all going to have to go. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've just put in both our stores, Glasgow and Tarbert, refill stations. But again, myself and the team being the way we are, I didn't want to just put, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with 5 litre tubs with a pump on it, because that's still saving waste in plastic. But I just didn't want to do that because the aesthetics of it doesn't live in my world. I like things to be right and be pleasing to the eye. And, I'm trying to create a brand where, I want to compete with Joe Malone. I want to compete with Molten Brown. I want to compete with the White Company. And I don't see any reason why we cannot do that. And we already are in a certain aspect, where people are spending a lot of money in our stores, and we're very, very, very grateful for that, But the refill stations, I mean, none of these brands I've just mentioned have even done that yet. We're ahead of the game with that. As you say, we're sort of nobody else, and I can't think of any other company that's done it, to be honest, in Scotland at the moment. But for me, it had to be different. So how different I made it ended up a complete pain in the ass. But we got there in the end. So I imagined, instead of it just being a plastic tub, that I know someone that owns a glass company called Angel Share Glass in Stirling. So I phoned Karen and I said, this is my idea. I want to create these lovely vessels that are hand blown, that you put the golden hand wash and bubble bath in, and you see that beautiful golden colour, and it's got the Essence of Harris logo on it. You turn the valve, you fill your tub back up, and you pay for it, and away you go. How wrong could I be? So we had to then think about getting the perfect measure, making sure things poured okay, making sure the glass wasn't too heavy. Loads of different elements that when you start on a journey, you either quit halfway through or you keep going till you see it through, and we did. So as you've seen in store, we've got a lovely glass hand-blown vessel that holds 2.5 litres. Then we've got a little ball at the bottom, which works aesthetically like a pub optic. So it holds 300 litres at a time, 300 ml at a time. If it held 300 litres, we'd be in trouble, but 300 ml at a time. So that means when the customer comes in, they put their bottle underneath and they turn it, they get a perfect pour that fills their bottle. Okay. And then I also thought I want to have like an old-fashioned American diner style sign at the top. So how do I make that work? So with us having our construction side of the business, one of the plumbers was in the office at that time. So I thought, so we got a plumber to make the frame with copper piping, old copper piping. We put that piping up, and then we put the refill station light, like a diner up there, which just looks amazing. I'm really, really happy with it. Like, and then I thought about the shelf at the bottom. What can we do that really ties back to the island for the shelf that nobody else has got the capacity to do. So 3 billion year old Lewisian nice rock came into my mind.
As it does.
As it does. And everybody said it couldn't be done. So I went to the quarry and I sourced 2 rocks, 2 actual rocks, big rocks, sent them by articulated lorry down to the borders to someone that makes gravestones. Mm-hmm. And he cut, polished and shaped all of the rock into the sizes that I wanted it to make the shelf, and then sent it back to Harris to me. And it just looks amazing. And it's got that provenance and that uniqueness of the island that's right there in front of us, that you touch it, you feel it, you see it. All the colours are time is in that rock, basically. You know, it's just the island and a bit of rock. All the colour, the texture, the feel, you know. And then once we started to put the glass up, I realised that there's a couple of weak spots on the glass. So I spoke to a local manufacturing sort of tinker guy up in Stornoway that could tinker with stuff and make things work. And he made me like brackets that went on all of these weak parts of the glass that make sure it's completely solid and sealed. And then that was it. We put all of these elements together, put it on the wall, and that's what you see, the Essence of Harris refill station. So it took us nearly 7 months to get there with it, and it was very expensive as well. So I was nearly selling a lung.
Oh, I think honestly, Jay, I think that is just one testament to the fact that you do absolutely nothing half-arsed.
Yeah. Oh no!
Everything is full throttle.
And we also go, and I like to, I mean, I was even involved in the installation. I go to the store with the joiners and we put it up, and I'm there doing that. And you know, it's very personal to me. And as the brand gets bigger, it is more difficult for me to do everything and be everywhere. But these touch points that customers integrate with are absolutely paramount. They have to be right, just as the product has to be right. You have to get one of your candles into your home or a diffusers or whatever and be happy with it. And hey, if you're not happy with it, the best thing you can possibly do is let us know. Because we, like everybody else, we make mistakes. We want to keep getting better and better and better. And the only way to do that is everybody in the world goes on about data now. There is no better data in the world than customer feedback. You know, and that's what we need. And guys at the club we use, guys with GGC and that, we've got a very good relationship with a lot of the team there, and yourselves, and Vic's an absolute superstar like yourself. So it really helps us when we know that we've got genuine people behind us, like Rona and girls like that, Rebecca Cooks, and all these type of girls that are part of your organisation. You know, that Amber, all these girls that come in, and they, you know, Heather, they all come in and they integrate with the products and they let us know and they're honest with us about stuff. And we need that because, you know, we're a young brand that's trying to get better. What people forget is, we're competing with these bigger brands in the high street, but some of them were more than 100 years younger than.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it's crazy that we're even in that sort of ballpark. But I want by 2025 for Essence of Harris to be that shopping bag that everyone has at Christmas when they're gifting, you know. And the only way to do that is have people like yourselves championing our brand, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And I can 100% foresee that happening because of the passion that you put into your brand, it really comes across in your products. Like, I have got a lot of Essence of Harris products. It's pretty much the only scent fragrance that I use across my house, because it's so, even when people walk in the door, even if, you know, your product isn't lit, people are still like, what's that smell? It's so good. So much quality. And I'm such a big advocate of Scotland as well. You know, I love everything about it. I love touring the country, and, you know, Harris has got a real place in my heart. So I just love the products for that reason as well.
Thank you. And what we need to do as well is do something for the club, like as I said to you about these holiday homes. So, I mean, why don't you do some sort of competition over the winter for January or February and get a group of girls? If you win it, one house takes 6 and the other one takes 4, I think. So you could do a competition for like up to 10 people, and they could win a trip up here with you all and have a wee few events. You can come and make candles. You can go to the gin distillery. We can go to the beach. You can have a barbecue. Doesn't matter if it's January or February, you know.
Yes. Oh, well, we will definitely do that. So anybody listening to this podcast, watch this space. Watch this space for sure. Because obviously
it's good for us to return that faith that people have had in us. Because without that support and people believe in us, and also when you come and you integrate with the brand here on our home turf, you will get it even more, and it'll be in your blood even more, and that's what we want. You'll see that everything that we talk about is genuine and honest and true. I mean, even here, this is my office. I'll show you. I'll turn the camera around. I mean, I'm just surrounded by fragrance all the time. I mean, this is this is the fragrance library of all the things I'm working on and trying to create. Is on the wall there beside me, so we can be in conversation with people, trying stuff back and forward, sniffing stuff, making sure we're right. You know, we're always trying to be better at what we do, and the only way we can do that is by feedback and working together with people, you know.
Absolutely. Well, this theme of this magazine, Jamie, I know that we spoke about this before we started recording, is health and well-being, and looking at health and well-being from a very holistic perspective. So as you know, obviously physical health, but you know, mental health, it's like mind, body, soul. You need to kind of nourish them all to be completely happy, don't you? And you guys are launching something which is pretty mind-blowing. So how much can you tell us about what's to come?
Well, we are launching in the next few months a whole new range of, and it's going to be not just guided towards well-being, but it's going to hit it right in the bullseye. Hopefully, we have spent a lot of time and a lot of creative space working on this range, and we have used a lot of science and a lot of actual science, not just like writing it on the back of the box. We have actually used a technology that I can't say anything about just now, but once it's released, you will be mind. I mean, you know what it is because we've talked about it.
Yeah. It's
once
it's mind-blowing.
Yes, it's literally, yeah. So we're really excited about that, but we're also tying it in with a lot of different elements of not just of being able to support and be there for people just with mindfulness and with a little bit of yoga, breathing, relaxation, all of these different elements that we're going to bring in, and we're going to tie together the product and the practice, you know, and that's going to give people an opportunity for free to integrate with practices as they enjoy our products. And you know, we're very, very excited about this, but it's pretty unique. We're really looking forward to it coming forward, and even the quality of the product, as you've seen, Laura, because I took you through the presentation, is going to be a game changer as well. You know, we're taking
5-star, absolutely.
We're really trying, and it's so important. I mean, you know, myself as well. I mean, I'm not out with that realm of, you know, I've struggled this year and last year. You know, it's difficult. It's great talking about how positive it is setting up all these businesses and having all these people working for you, but you know, like every other business owner, we've had to worry about how we're going to pay people, get things done, get through this, make sure we've got a business at the other side of it, and also at the same time make sure that our family is first and foremost, because you know, and it's difficult, you know, and people that are too proud to be honest and open about how they really feel and the struggles they've had, whether it's male, female, you know, whatever, it's you're doing yourself a disservice, you know, because if you bottle everything up and you don't be open with people about it, you're going to fight every day, and you've got two enemies. Then you've got all the problems you're going through, and then you get reality, and then you've got the problems that are there as well, you know. So yeah, it's been difficult for us as well. I mean, I'm a pretty positive and driven and passionate guy, but yeah, we've had some hard times along the way as well. So we just want to keep working hard and making sure that we're doing the right thing. But that's what you can never forget. You always, if you do the right thing by people, you will always get that rub of the green, you know. And the harder you work and the more you try and the best you put your best foot forward, you'll get you'll get a bit of luck along the way, hopefully, you know, but it's, you know, it's been difficult. We've been very, very, very blessed, touch wood, that we've been able to trade through this online, and people have supported us to the hilt. And we had a little program on that Susan Calman show, which really helped us leading up to Christmas and helped us with investment, you know. But
Tell us about that. Don't brush over that, Jamie, because that's a big thing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it started like when the pandemic broke out, because as soon as the pandemic broke out, within 24 hours, I'd switched the company to making sanitizer, because nobody in the island could make sanitizer or could get anywhere. So I got alcohol from the distillery. I got another product you need from the bakery. I got another product you need from the fish farm and stuff like that. And I started making sanitizer to the EHO regulations. And all we did for the first 2 months was give it away for free to police, fire, nursing homes, vulnerable people. We worked with the distillery, and my team and the distillery team were driving around the island delivering it to vulnerable people that were sheltering and stuff. So, you know, that is because we had to do it, and it was absolutely annoying me, the word I can't say, that people were charging £200 a litre at some point for this in the middle of the pandemic. So we were giving it away, and then it evolved into a business further down the line, because fair play, and it's the island mentality here. A lot of the businesses then turned around and said, look, we need the sanitizer, but you can't be giving it away, we'll pay for it. So it was always £10 a litre, even at the height of the pandemic, £10 a litre. And then we now still sell the bottles on our website. It's going to be another part of our business, you know.
Yes.
But through doing that, STV got in touch with us about that Local Heroes thing, and we got the TV ad there. So we were on one of those TV adverts for about a month, which was brilliant, and that helped, that got the profile up there, and we got online. And then on the back of that ad, the Susan Calman show contacted us, Secret Scotland, for Channel 5, and you know, they come up and we filmed with her for a full day, and we thought it was going to be just a little snippet, but we were on the last episode of the last series, and we were the last people, so the last 10 minute slot was us. So it was like absolute, you're the last person in people's minds.
Yes.
You know, we myself and my wife were absolutely burnt out, and we went away with the wee one for a weekend to use that weekend, and we thought we'll go away, we'll completely switch off, we won't think about work because it's Christmas, we're back, and we'll watch the Susan Calman show that we're on, blah blah blah. So we were away and we were relaxing, and we watched the show, and we thought, oh, that was brilliant, I really enjoyed it, and I thought the brand came across well, and the girls and the team were great, and you know, and I was doing my bit on it. And then after it, one of the staff phoned us and said, there's 10,000 people on our website. And we were like,
what? Arrest.
and then when the orders come in, I've not got it on my phone because I took it off, but my wife's got it, that when the orders comes in, her phone pings. So then it just started, honestly, it was just like, and we were so thankful, you know, because that was a real help. But it just shows you how that performance with television and getting that opportunity to help a small unknown brand like ourselves can really catapult you into the public eye. Yeah. You know, and for us, we want to do more television and more stuff like that to show people behind the scenes, the brand, the beaches, the people behind the brand. You know, we want to really integrate with that sort of technology as well. And, you know, if we can do vision, touch, and fragrance, wow, you know, we could really create, because that's it. We are a brand that creates memories for people. Yeah. And if we can create memories and give people that escapism and that, you know, as you say, you've been to Aris, I bet you when you're in the bath or whatever and you light one of our candles and you start to, that reminds you of fond memories of that
entire beach and the rugged mountains and absolutely 100%. Do you know what I love, Jamie, about what you were saying there about, you know, the Susan Calman show and getting on it, and actually it resonates with what you said earlier on about, you know, you do good by people and you do kind acts, and you know, good things will follow, because that was really, when you break it back to where you were giving away hand sanitizer to the island and to, you know, the most vulnerable. So that all kind of came from, and then obviously 10,000 people on your website. So it does just show you that is, there's so much truth in what you're saying about, you know, do right by people, be kind, be given as much as you can, and then literally great things follow.
Yeah, and it's, as long as you do things for the right reason, and you know people that are and people that aren't, we've all been there along the way, you know. And if you do that, and people generally can come and integrate, like as I say, the young fellow Eddie from Glasgow, that's the blogger and Instagrammer, he just appeared here. People could just appear here and come, and we'll show them behind the scenes, and we'll show them how things work and how we do everything. We are, you know, we are an open book, and we want people to. The only way you can have people really buy into your journey and your brand is show them it. You know, be open, show them it, let them try it, go home and give them the products to go and try and burn and experience, and then the rest should be history. Only if you've got a good product. And you know, I truly believe we have a good product. You know, I'm not just out there flogging a dead horse. I truly, in my heart, believe we've got good products, you know.
Oh, and you do, and that is why you are one of our fave partners of the GGC. So
Brilliant.
members of our website get to enjoy 15% off with you guys, and that's on your website and by flashing the GGC app in the Princess Square store. And also brand new, which I think is just so lovely, is that you are gifting one lucky member who is randomly selected to receive an Essence of Harris gift every month, which is so lovely.
Yeah, every month. I think that would be nice. And it's, you know, it's all about the same thing again. We gift to them, and then you never know what happens with the products, and everybody gets to enjoy it. And somebody that's never tried a product can win it and then fall in love with it, like yourself and a few others have done. And that's, you know, that we have only became a successful company because people buy our products repeatedly. Anybody can sell something once to someone, you know, but that repeat business is what keeps people in jobs here in the island. It's what helps us grow the company. It's what helps us come up with new ideas. It's what helps us do. I mean, one thing I will show you, a wee secret. I wasn't going to, but I will. Our new look bath and body bottles arrived today, so I'll give you a wee glimpse.
Yes, please.
So this is the Sheila Boss one.
Oh, it's so nice.
Total new, clean cut look. We're talking about the pumps still. I've not decided on them, but the packet, but the bottles, a whole new look. And it's really, really nice, you know. So it's really clean, contemporary sort of look that we're wanting to go for now, and take the brand that little bit higher. That means that we're really, you know, giving people that experience they want.
Oh, absolutely. And I would love to arrange another podcast live interview with you, Jamie, when you are set to release your new products, because that is going to be like,
that would be amazing.
And rolling.
Yeah, it would be great. And then another thing just came into my head there that we could do is, you could even get half a dozen members of the GGC, and we could post out a little pack of candles and wax and some fragrance, and we could maybe do a podcast and have half a dozen people making candles at the same time. That would be nice.
That would be brilliant. Let's get that scheduled in.
Yeah, that would be good if we could do that remotely. And then we're also going to start a big part of the refurbishment at Princess Square once we're allowed to do so, and people are allowed to stand within 35,000 feet of each other.
Yes.
We are going to put in a big, long, 4-meter long bench, and there's going to be candle and home fragrance making classes in there. So we're going to be doing all of that to integrate people. There's going to be hand and arm massage sessions available in store. There's the refill station. We're going to be doing fragrance blending and different things like that, because obviously we're working towards, eventually we'll have Essence of Harris fine fragrances released as well, perfumes and aftershaves, you know.
So the sky's the limit.
But we need to keep trying to be better. If we stand still, we become irrelevant, you know.
Oh, and I think everything you do as well, it just adds to the heightened nature of your brand being a lifestyle brand. And like you said, it's a sensory experience. So having all these experiential things in store just adds to that as well. So we'll need to get as many GGC members as we can into your beautiful store in Princess Square, because it's such an escape. It really is an escape.
Yeah, and Princess Square's a lovely centre. I mean, it's like everywhere else in the country. I mean, I feel that Glasgow's been affected harder than, I'm in the islands, so, we've had it hard, but I truly feel that Glasgow and Edinburgh have had it harder than anywhere else in the country, because you just haven't been from underneath the cosh since last March, basically, and then Scotland going and getting gubbed yesterday never helped the whole effect either.
No, it did not. I seen it actually in the front of one of the papers earlier on, and it was like reality check, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully the next one will be a win.
It was
Obviously,
like
this podcast is
said,
getting released way in advance, so our future selves will know.
what happened, I know, but it's just even to feel normal for that 2 hours yesterday for everybody, that escapism of like something to believe in, and something to think coulda, shoulda, woulda again, as we're very used to being Scottish. But yeah, it was really enjoyable just to have those few hours of normality,
Yeah.
But I feel that Glasgow is behind the eight ball still, with people not really moving and shopping and doing things. So I hope that that Glasgow does get back to normal, because Glasgow's the city in Scotland that really does create culture, and that friendliness, and that people do make Glasgow, as they always say, but through the decades, don't they? And that's been lost a wee bit because everybody's been kept apart from each other for so long.
I know. Hopefully we're seeing a difference now, and hopefully by the time this goes out, there'll be an even bigger difference again. So
yeah,
just praying for that. But listen, Jamie, thank you so much for taking the time.
No bother.
We'll do a part 2. We'll do the competition, and we'll definitely do the sensory Zoom, because that would be brilliant.
And you and the girls need to get up here, your gang, and get up here and experience a weekend in Harris, definitely.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Well, thank you, Jamie, and we'll speak to you again very soon.
Thanks, Laura. Take care.
Bye.